episode 3 of the franchise. We got the final month or 2 months of the season, and we're in second place, surprisingly. So we're setting kind of good. 12 and a half back, obviously, but we're setting good for the Pirates. But there's only 2 games, or a half a game, or 1.5 games separating us from the Cardinals, and really 1 game separating us from the Cubs. So really, we're playing better than expected. We're still 8 games under 500, but we're still playing better than we expected. And we got some contract extensions. Now, I'm going to go through this real quick, see if there's anybody we want to offer a contract extension to. Zach Thompson, we still got a few years of him, so I'm not going to go after a contract extension yet. But really, the guy I really want to get signed is Brian Hayes. I'm going to sign him to a 2-year, avoid some arbitration. And Duhar, he's still got 2 years of arbitration. We'll see how he performs. But Brian Reynolds is a guy. He's got 2 more years of arbitration, and he's a free agent. Now, I know we're still rebuilding, but he's really been a key to our team. He's having a monster, not a monster, but a really good year. 17 homers, 69 RBIs. He's getting on base. He's slugging. Everything's went up this year, and he's really having a great year. And I feel like he's going to get more expensive. He's already at 85 overall. I know 5 years, almost 100 million is a lot for the Pirates, but I think Brian Reynolds is worth it. So I'm going to offer him that. I'm going to give him a player option, and he accepts. So we got Brian Reynolds till 2028. He's going to be our superstar. We're keeping him under contract. We're not letting him go anywhere. So let's see how these last 2 months go. Can we? Let me check the standings real quick. Can we make a wild card spot? It's not looking very likely. 9 games back of the wild card, but maybe we could have a 500 type year or see a lot of improvement from a lot of players. So let's go ahead and sim August, see how it goes. And hopefully there's no major injuries. I'll try to skip over the injuries. Sometimes I'll be thinking it's minor league injuries, so I just kind of go through it. But let's see how it goes. Obviously, we're not looking to make the playoffs, like I said, but it would be nice. It would be nice to make the playoffs and really see this team blossom and get some playoff experience. But we're simmed August, so let's see how everybody's performed this month. Brian Hayes, getting better. He had a few home runs. He's hitting 263 now. Van Meter has 11 home runs. He's really showing some power. He's really kind of developing. He's still only 27, so he could be a guy we keep around for like a bench bat or a utility guy or something like that. He's played well. Brian Reynolds got that contract, still performing. He's going to have 100 RBI, probably a 25 homer, possibly a 25. He's going to have to hit 8 in September. That's going to be tough. So probably a 20 homer, 100 RBI a year. Ben Gamble, probably won't bring him back next year. He's had an okay year, nothing special. Vogelback, 21 home runs. He might pass his 2019 home run total. That's going to be a stretch, 9 home runs in September, but it's definitely possible. He's having a great year. And Duhar is having a great year, 14 homers, 274 average. Definitely a good trade for us. We got him for 2 more years after this, so that's a good sign. O'Neal Cruz, 14 home runs. Henry Davis, we're giving him the opportunity, and he's striving. He's hitting 302, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He's walked 8 times. So he's really starting to develop, and it's a good sign because we really count on him to be our future at catcher, and hopefully this keeps up. Taylor Walls has really struggled. Hopefully September is better for him, and that's our starting lineup. Let's see the bench. Tyler Nevin, still solid off the bench. Swaggerty, pretty solid. Michael Perez's stats have kind of went down. He was, I think, hitting over 300. Now it's kind of went down. Hoy Park, solid. So not nothing crazy from our bench, but at least they're showing some production. Zach Thompson, his ERAs went up a little bit, but he's still 9-9, and he's really a guy to keep around. I think he's going to be not our ace, but he's going to be a guy to have around for the next 2 to 5 years. Give us them innings. Mitch Keller, I don't want to destroy his confidence, but we don't really have anybody right now that could really come up and really be that much of an impact as much as him. There's young guys, but I'd rather give them this season to develop and maybe see what we got for next year. Buda Baker's ERAs went down. He's actually pitching really well, 12-6. His potential went up to a C. So maybe Buda Baker's a guy we do keep around. He's pitching well. His overalls went up. His potentials went up. So that's a good sign. Joey LaCasey's pitching pretty solid. His ERA went up a little bit, but he is pitching more innings. His ERA is still under 3, so really a good trade. He hasn't lost a game yet. Bryce Wilson, obviously he's struggling. Maybe next year he'll be a long relief, maybe a minor league pitcher. Our pitching rotation is really looking pretty solid besides Keller and Wilson. And Anthony Banda, solid year, ERA under 4 so far. Trevor Richards pitching well. Austin Bryce has really been pretty solid since we brought him up. Aaron Fletcher struggled. His ERA was under 3, and now it's over 4, so he's really had a rough stretch. Will Crow's been really a shock. I mean, for a 62 overall, I thought he was going to come up and have an ERA of like 12, like Dwayne Underwood Jr. did. Nah, he's come up and pitched well. ERA under 2. Yimi Garcia has been great since we got him. Definitely going to bring him back next year to be kind of that relief veteran guy. John Curtis has kind of struggled. I had hope, and now the hope is gone again. His ERA is up to 5. And Heath Hembry's been good in that closer spot. Really no complaints about that. So final month of the season, guys. Here we go. Let's see how we finish this season. Let's see how all our players finish the season. And we're getting some call-ups. And really for next season, I'm hoping the guys will develop. I'm hoping we have kind of a young rotation. And maybe some guys will stand out more than others and really take their spots on this major league roster. And there's a few guys we probably won't bring back, but I'll get into that when we're in the offseason. It's not looking like we're going to be a playoff team. We've really struggled. We're 20 games under 500. But you know what? Michael Conforto comes back and he's out another 2 to 3 months. Man, that's rough. Rough season for Conforto. We really couldn't really trade him because he was hurt. So, I mean, he's hitting the free agency. We finished 71 and 91. Not the best, obviously. No playoffs for us. But we did win some rewards. Brian Reynolds got the most doubles and most hits, so very good for Brian Reynolds. And O'Neal Cruz won NL Rookie of the Year. So let's see who won all these awards. Fernando Tatis Jr. won MVP. Not surprising. 43 homers, 128 RBIs for Tatis Jr. Corbin Burns wins the Cy Young, 19-8 with the ERA just over 3. That guy's just spectacular. DeGrom, spectacular. Flaherty. Freddie Freeman wins the batting title, 42 home runs, 117 runs batted in, 324 average. Mark Melancon wins the reliever of the year, and for a 70 overall, he had a really good year. 2.06 ERA. Really a great year for Mark Melancon. Devin Williams, a solid year as well. O'Neal Cruz, Rookie of the Year, 16 home runs, 251 average, 54 runs batted in. Really a great year from O'Neal Cruz. No complaints at all. Definitely expect more next year, and he's going to probably deliver because he's a young guy with a lot of talent, and everything's going up in his overall. So his overall is just going to keep going up. His power is going to keep going up, all these stats. And then Freddie Freeman wins the Hank Aaron Award. Gold Glove, Marcus Stroman wins the Gold Glove for pitchers. JT Realmuto wins the catcher Gold Glove. First base, Matt Olson. Colton Wong, spectacular second baseman, wins another Gold Glove for second base. Arenado, no surprise, another Gold Glove. Nico Horner wins shortstop Gold Glove. Wow, that's surprising. Alice Kurloff wins the left field Gold Glove. Still surprised that he went to the Padres in this franchise. That's still surprising. He wins the Gold. Starlin Marte wins the Gold Glove in center field, and Avisail Garcia with the right field. And then we go to the American League. Aaron Judge wins the American League right field Gold Glove. Cedric Mullins in center. Austin Hayes in left field. Correa at shortstop. Matt Chapman at third base. Not surprising. Nicky Lopez, great defensive second baseman, wins the Gold Glove at second base. Anthony Rizzo wins the Gold Glove at first base, and Kristen Vasquez wins the catching Gold Glove. And then Gold Glove of pitcher is Ryan Yarbrough from the Rays. And then we go to the awards, back to the American League. Hank Aaron, Mike Trout, Rookie of the Year, Spencer Torkelson. Really a great year from him. Jordan Romano wins the Reliever of the Year. Mike Trout wins the batting title. Shohei Ohtani wins Cy Young. What a year from him, from hitting and from pitching. Mike Trout wins MVP. So really a solid year. Let's go through our lineup, see how everybody did. Ke'Bryan Hayes, solid year. Not as much power as I expected from Ke'Bryan Hayes, but a solid year overall. He still hit almost 280. He still drove in almost 60 at 11 homers. So definitely a step up for Ke'Bryan Hayes. And he played over 130 games. So compared to the last 2 years, he stayed healthy. Marcano, not a great year. I guess he was a September call-up. Not a great year from him. Brian Reynolds, excellent year. Glad we signed the extension. Maybe in the offseason we could bring in a veteran guy, or maybe one of our young hitters can develop and be kind of that protection for him in the lineup. And it could be O'Neal Cruz. What a year he had. We saw him earlier, won Rookie of the Year. And Duhar, excellent year. I mean, 17 home runs, 53 runs batted in, OPS over 300, slugging over 400. I mean, really a good year for Miguel Duhar. Great trade. Definitely going to be our everyday left fielder next year. Ben Gamble, not the best. I mean, he did drive in 56, so I mean, at least he had some clutch moments with the bat, but not really nothing special. Henry Davis, for only playing almost 50, he played 49 games, close to 50 games. He hit over 300. He had 2 homers, 18 RBIs, and he went up to a 78 overall. All his stats went up. It's exactly what we wanted to see from our young stud catcher. Him and O'Neal Cruz, their future, and Ke'Bryan Hayes are the future young stars of this team. Glad to see them all playing well this year. Josh Van Meter, excellent year. Hit over 280, 12 homers, had a career year. Very surprising from him. Taylor Walls, just a forgettable season overall. Hopefully next year he comes in, tries to take that second base job, get it back. He's going to be competing for it. He's not going to be handed that job. Maybe we go out and trade him and get another second baseman. We don't know yet. And then for the bench, Jack Sawinski. I've never even seen this guy. He must have just got caught up. He must be like a Miley I must have skipped over. He had a solid year. Vogelback had 22 home runs. Wow, a very good year for Vogelback. He drove in 70, so I don't know if we're going to bring him back, but he had a really good year. Michael Perez, backup, not really nothing special. Hoy Park, solid year for a guy who played off the bench. Nothing spectacular, but solid. And then Peguero didn't even play. So that's our lineup. And then with our pitching side, Zach Thompson, 10 and 12. ERA went up a little bit, but still had a solid year. Almost pitched 200 innings, which you don't see that very much anymore. So solid from him. Mitch Keller kind of had a forgetful year. Hopefully next year he can bounce back. It just seemed like he was lost at major league level this year and didn't really get together. JT Brubaker had a solid year. He started off kind of rough. His ERA was still over 4, but he started winning a lot of games. He almost pitched 200 innings. And he was 14 and 8, so he really had a good year. Joey LaCasey, we'll definitely bring him back. He's got 2 more years till free agency. He had a good year. His ERA was under 4. Great trade for us. So really can't go wrong with that. Anthony Banda had a good year out of the bullpen. I don't know if we're going to bring some of these bullpen pieces back. We might bring back a few like Trevor Richards, who struggled, but really not a bad year. And Andres Alfonso really developed this year. His ERA went down. I guess they called him back up for September call, which rightfully so. His ERA went down under 4. He's only 20. Him and Zach Thompson could be the 2 guys, and Reed Detmers could be the 3 guys in the rotation next year that really kind of solidify that rotation. Or solidify, excuse me, I said solidify. Solidify that rotation next year. So that's something to look forward to from us. Aaron Fletcher really had a good year at the beginning. It's the second half he really fell off. Yimi Garcia, ERA went up a little bit, but still a great year. John Curtis just didn't have a good year. I mean, I don't know if we're going to bring him back. He might be a guy if we need some bullpen options. If there's not many bullpen options out there, we pick him back up. Hopefully he has a bounce back year. And Heath Hembry, excellent year. So really impressed with our team this year. I know we still finished 20 games under 500, but we've seen growth, we've seen progress, and we've seen signs of some winning in the future from some of these players. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Go back and watch episodes 1 and 2 if you haven't watched them yet, and I will see you guys next time. We're going to see who wins the playoffs. We're going to see who wins the World Series. And our AAA team did good. We're going to see our AAA team won. The Indians won the AAA National Championship, so very good for them. The Mets win the World Series and defeat the Rays.